The waitress, who was hiding in the back, tried to avert the chef's gaze. As the conversation continued, she seemed tense and unconsciously began biting her nails. The meeting was adjourned by the chef, but before everyone left, he asked them to stay. In an attempt to keep her working like this, he thanked her for her hard work that day. His first question was to ask her how she was, hoping she was okay. He would be heartbroken beyond words by what she would share. Just wanting to achieve his goal of becoming a chef, Chris made the decision to open his own restaurant in London. He worked in the service sector for many years before moving into the food industry in his 20s. He founded his company after almost 20 years of training and professional experience. What terrible disaster this would all lead to was unknown to him. Chris was known for his dedication to his work. He achieved great success as a chef at the age of 40, having started out as a promising chef. He also raised a family that included 2 boys in middle school, a daughter about to enter college, and a wonderful wife who taught botany at the nearby university. Little did he realize how a typical work week could jeopardize everything he had worked so hard for. Like many working parents around the world, Chris discovered the ideal balance between work and family. Considering how close he was to his coworkers, he was a father both at work and at home. A few months ago, Chris shared a post on social media about how much he appreciates his colleagues. "Without her, I wouldn't be able to be anything. I would never let anything happen to them." Unbeknownst to one of his workers, something terrible was about to happen. Audrey had been one of Chris' 10 most valuable employees. The 22-year-old waitress at his restaurant had proven her worth by receiving numerous compliments from the various customers she served. She had proven herself to be a quick learner, hard worker, and team player while juggling work and school as a college freshman. Naturally, when she recounted what the client had done to her, Chris' heart broke. It was just days before the end of summer when this heartbreaking incident happened. Families and friends gathered at Chris' restaurant looking for a good time. Chris, the owner, couldn't be happier with how busy the house was. Every time he turned around, his staff gave him another reason to be proud, and customers always grinned as they ate and chatted. Chris didn't know what was actually going on in the beautiful commotion. Everything went great that day. Even better, one of the customers, a mother in her early 40s, had a $1,200 balance that she happily paid. Chris realized he had to thank her personally because he had never raised so much money from a table. If only he knew the truth. Chris gathered his colleagues at the end of the day to thank him for their dedication and hard work. The procedure went well, but he couldn't help feeling that something was wrong. He inquired about the day of everyone to get to the bottom of the problem. Initially, its workers were reluctant, although a handful expressed satisfaction with the day-to-day work. But the terrible truth would eventually come out. Chris refused to look at Audrey, who was hiding in the back. As the conversation continued, she seemed tense and unconsciously began biting her nails. Chris adjourned the meeting but asked her to stay while everyone left. She was thanked for working today, and he hoped she would continue. To make sure everything was okay, he then asked her how she was doing. He would be beyond devastated by what she would reveal. Audrey assured her supervisor that she was fine. However, her trembling lips and watery eyes revealed a different story. Chris asked, "What is this? Was it college-related, or were her parents in trouble? Was that job-related?" He assured her his office was a safe place and told her that she was more than just a worker to him. She was a close family friend and almost like a daughter. From what she shared, he wasn't prepared.